Rich businessman Grant rekindles old love with his ex-wife. They went to the grove for a date. Suddenly saw the mucus beside me. Curious, picked up the tree trunk and poked at strange creatures. There are still traces of mucus on the ground. The two men searched for traces and went forward to check. An alien creature is crawling on the ground. Alien creatures suddenly open mouths, shoot alien larvae into a man. Grant suddenly fell to the ground and alien juveniles pass through lung fluid and enter the brain through the Grant wakes up again. His looks and manners have changed. Grant left his ex-wife. He left here trembling. When he got home, he opened the refrigerator, sweep away all the raw meat. Then he built a nest with leaves in the basement. His wife didn't notice anything unusual about him. Just think, Grant is more manly than before. Grant's variation is becoming more apparent. Red spots began to appear on my body. 2 tentacles pierced from his chest. They breed by tentacles. Grant's desire grew strong. He wants to attack his wife in order not to hurt his wife. He held back. Grant secretly found his ex-wife while she was asleep. He covered his ex-wife's mouth, put 2 tentacles into his ex-wife's stomach. A large number of insect eggs entered the ex-wife's body. Grant began to accelerate the mutation. The head also grows a big cage. He told his wife not to be afraid. He said he was only bitten by a bee. Grant's appetite gradually increased. Pets in the town go missing frequently. Unbearable. He packed them all and brought them to his ex-wife, who was imprisoned in the countryside at this moment. The police came to the door. I said the woman next door suddenly disappeared. A witness saw Grant go to his house. The husband's behavior made the wife very puzzled. He smashed the door lock of the basement with a stick. My wife opened the door. A stench came to my face. He walked slowly into the basement, turned on the pendant lamp switch. The basement was filled with the corpses of various animals. She immediately picked up the phone and called the police. Grant got home just in time. He was very angry, threatened to assimilate his wife. Just then the nearby police heard the news and arrived in time. Grant had to throw his mutated long arm and flee. A few days later the police found various animal carcasses in the countryside. They decided to take the initiative, plan to use cows as bait in the countryside. Everyone was ambushing around, waiting for Grant to show up. Grant finally showed up. He has mutated into a monster. The people were stunned. Grant waved his hand. The cow was killed on the spot. He dragged the cow to leave. His wife hurried over and stopped Grant. His wife told Grant that he was just sick. I hope he can go back for treatment. Grant ignored. Watch the police coming from around. He's going to turn around and leave. The police behind him blocked his way. Grant was angry. The trail to the deep jungle, but he unexpectedly found Grant's cabin where his ex-wife was imprisoned. Everyone opens the door. A monster with a fat ball appeared in front of him. The woman dragged her heavy body forward. The alien parasites in my body are constantly squirming. Suddenly, the woman felt a pain. The surface of the meat ball is torn. Fortunately, they covered their mouths with their hands. No alien creatures have been parasitized. Alien life will soon spread out. A girl is taking a bath in the bathroom. Alien creatures appear in the bathroom. The girl found out in time that she scalded the creature to death with a curling stick. The girl rushed out of the bathroom, but I found that my family were parasitized by a large number of alien creatures. Climb from the corridor to the 2nd floor. The girl was frightened out of her wits. Jumped directly from the balcony to the downstairs. Alien creatures followed the girl. Had to hide in the car first. Not for a while the parasitized family came out of the house. They came to the car like zombies. Father picked up the stones on the ground, hit the windshield hard. Critical moment. The police passed by and attracted their attention. The girl narrowly escaped. Several people got into the car and prepared to flee to the city center, but they didn't know that the city center had long been occupied. Just drove into the city center. I was hit and stopped by a jeep driven by the parasitic mother. Grant. The monster came from all sides. The monster grabbed my wife. The police officer rushed the girl out of the car. The two fled here quickly. They came to the police station for help. The police station was empty. The police officer tried to connect the radio, but there's no sign. The police officer suddenly heard something and went forward to check it, only to find a parasitic animal eating corpses. The monster pushed the police officer down. When the monster is about to bite the officer to death, the girl picked up the fire extinguisher and knocked the monster to death. On the other side, 7 parasitic people took their wives back to the cabin. I also cleaned the stains on her body. When my wife wakes up again, he has changed into white pajamas. The man pressed the lighter. A group of monsters are eating raw meat. The man was scared and ran upstairs. I just opened the door. 2 tentacles pierced the man's body, become the food of monsters. My wife wants to escape only to find that the windows were boarded up. She came looking for the voice. The room was covered with photos of the two. She can't believe it. The husband who became a monster still loves her so much. Grant's body has expanded outside the house. Other parasitic subjects merged before heading. His wife slowly approached Grant. At this time, the police officer secretly followed the parasite to find here. He found the situation in the house. His wife told Grant that you were too lonely. I will accompany you in the future. As they talked, they prepared to kiss. His wife suddenly pulled out her strength and stabbed him in the neck. Grant slapped his wife flying. The police officer rushed into the room. Immediately take out the grenade and pull off the fuse. The police officer flipped desperately when he threw the grenade again. Grant reached out his tentacles and plunged them into his body. The police officer grabbed the gas tank next to him. Insert one of the tentacles, then open all valves. Gas poured into Grant's body along his tentacles. Grant's body began to swell. Seeing this, his wife picked up the pistol and pulled the trigger. The bullet detonated Grant's body in an instant. The death of the alien mother. All humans that are parasitized. At this moment, they all lose their mobility. Parasites and humans perish at the same time. The three finally escaped.